Oh, glass. No doubt about it. The Molentary Express is the last word in luxury. Even the crystal is first rate. I'll say, look at this glass! Yes, its etching is quite impressive. Oh, and speaking of glasses, have you heard this one, Luke? You need glasses. For your face, your eyes, you need to see. Stacked glasses. The owner of a 4-star restaurant assigns a young waiter the task of stacking glasses in a decorative way. Eager to please, the young waiter immediately draws 5 separate designs and shows them to the owner. The owner takes one glance at the designs and with a look of irritation turns to the boy and cries, "This design is preposterous! What were you thinking?" Which of the 5 designs is the owner talking about? Decorative way. Is it the Tower of Glasses? Is it the Tower of Glasses? This one also wouldn't work, like this, because it's falling into the thing and the glass would be right here. Is that it? Is this a trick question?
Here goes.
Okay, I was like, there's some overlap here.
That was almost too easy.
Okay, I was like, yeah, that's not right, because they're not doing it in the other pictures. Exactly right, the restaurant owner was talking about sketch D. If you look closely, you can see that the first and second row of glasses couldn't possibly be arranged in the manner depicted. The simple 2D sketch didn't take into account the rim of the glasses. Fool! Buffoon! Preposterous. Nicely done, Luke. Now, let's move away from the glass, shall we? It'd be all too easy to break it. Lamp. The best pairing for great food is superb scenery. No, didn't want to go there. How you doing? You got the puzzle. Alright. Woo, that was bad, even for Mr. Beluga. You mean he always blows up at you like that? Well, you know, me or someone else on the staff, the boss can be real hard to please. That's awful. You guys shouldn't have to put up with him bullying you like that. Well, the boss does have a point. After all, he made this railway what it is. He always says that a first-class train deserves first-class atmosphere. Heck, even the plates we use in the dining car are special order. The workmanship is amazing. Check out the details on the back. Number 13. On your plate. The plate in front of you bears a mark made up of 2 nesting equilateral triangles. Can you puzzle out how many times bigger the large triangle is when compared to the smaller one? Isn't this like where if you were to shove this triangle, it's... hang on. If you were to push this triangle, it would be one of the corners here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or would it only be 3 times bigger? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it's 4 times bigger. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it would fit this corner, so it's 3 times bigger than that, but I think it's 4 times bigger because it'd be 4 times bigger because it's made up of 4 of them. Okay. And if it's not, then it's 3.
Here goes.
Okay. I got it right. Hey!
Layton's apprentice strikes again.
It's always the wording in these that I'm like, am I right? Is that right? Because it would be one of the 4 pieces. Okay. That's right. If you think to flip the little triangle around as shown, it should only take a moment to realize that the 4 of the smaller triangles would fit in the larger one. 4 of the smaller triangles. Gosh, you've really got an eye for this kind of thing. What exactly do you think Mr. Beluga doesn't like about these plates? Got me there. I guess rich people are just fickle. Alrighty. Out we go. Okay, is there anything back this way now? Luke, let's stop by our room before we go anywhere else. Sounds good, Professor. Do you have to use the little professor's room? Yes, I do, Luke. Yes, I do. Now, what do we have here? My boy, my sweet little boy, you've got to go. You've got to do something right this instant. Search the entire train. Baron, please calm down so I can understand the situation. Oh, Inspector Chelmy, I had no idea you were on board. If it isn't Mr. Layton, what are the chances, eh? Enough small talk. I have other matters to attend to, namely a missing boy. Seems this woman's child has gone off to somewhere. Don't suppose you've seen him around? No, I don't believe I've seen any young boys. My little boy wandered off and he hasn't returned yet. I'm simply at my wit's end worrying about him. I was like trying to find him. I can't read. Gentlemen, I demand that you drop whatever it is you're doing and help me find my boy. It's going on like this from the moment I walked in. I understand your concern, madam. My friend and I will be glad to search, to lend you a hand in your search. We'll have the best chance of recovering your boy if we set out searching immediately. Yes, that's exactly what I just said. Now, go find my boy already. Tell him Mommy's worried about him. Seems the only clues we have to go on are the shoe and the tyke left behind in his... Seems the only clues we have left to go on are the shoe and the tyke left behind and his name, Tom. Try to squeeze more details from the woman, but it's useless. She just keeps demanding I search the entire train. A shoe. It's quite a small boy. This is one of Tom's shoes? It's positively tiny, isn't it? Yes, I find it quite curious myself, Luke. What's strange is that I don't think most children with feet that size can even walk yet. Got Tom's shoe. You can find items you pick up in the professor's trunk. Tom is not my name. It's my son's name. While riding in the Molentary Express, Babette's little boy, Tom, manages to disappear. The shoe he left behind is any indicator. Tom must be a very young child. Where could a child that small have wandered off to on his own? The professor and Luke decide to help search for Tom, Babette's little boy. Tommy, oh boy. We're certainly surprised to see you on board, Inspector. May I ask what brings you here? During the investigation, we stumbled upon the late doctor's diary. Its pages detail the doctor's final days, which led me to this train. Since this investigation is none of your business, that's all I can tell you, Mr. Layton. Besides, right now, finding that lost child is my top priority. However, since all I have to go on is a shoe and a name, this search will be an uphill battle. Luke and I will be glad to offer our assistance in the matter. Now, I'm sure you would. I've heard about you, Layton. You've got quite the reputation for poking your nose into other people's business. But before I let you in on my case, show me your famous powers of deduction by solving this puzzle. What? Number 20, the shoe store thief. A woman in a shoe store pays for a pair of $30 shoes with a $50 bill. The clerk doesn't have change, so he goes to the shop next door to break the $50 bill. He then gives the woman her change. A while later, the clerk next door comes into the shoe store complaining that the bill she got from the shoe clerk was counterfeit. The mortified shoe clerk gives the other shopkeeper a $50 bill of his own in apology. Both the woman with the fake bill and the shoes she took are gone. In total, how much did the shoe clerk lose in dollars? Okay. $80? Would it not just be 80? How much did he lose in dollars? It feels like a trick question. But we're just gonna go with my gut instinct of 80.
And now to test my theory.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Oh, my. This one is quite formidable.
Think hard about the clues you've been given and try again. Alrighty. And then he hands her a 20. And then he has to go give another 50. So he lost $70.
And to test my theory.
No. I don't know
Well,
if
I
they're
suppose you can't win them all.
if they're counting the shoes. Because then it would be like, oh, he only lost a $50 bill. So I guess he only lost a $50 bill?
This should do the trick.
Okay, I just figured,
And there we have it.
yeah, they're throwing numbers at me to confuse me. So he lost 50 that way, and then he lost 50 that way. So then he, wait a, what? No, wait a minute. I don't know. Well done. The shoes the customers made off cost $30, and the change the shoe clerk gave her cost him $20, bringing the shoe clerk's total losses to 50. The shoe clerk received 50 in real money when he swapped the fake bill for change, but had to return the same 50 when the counterfeit bill was discovered. This means that these two transactions effectively canceled each other out. Okay. That is a way of explaining it. Seems your fame isn't entirely undeserved. Nevertheless, as in my case, I'll be searching for Tom alone. Search on your own if you like, but don't get your hopes up. My hopes are never up when there are puzzles involved, detective. Looks like no one's here right now. Let's check back later. Hang on, I thought we were in our area, but I guess not. Hello? Excuse me, madam. Have you seen a small boy wandering around here? He would be missing a shoe. No, I can't say that I have. I'd certainly remember if I had seen a shoeless little boy. I see. Well, thank you very much. Oh, but while we're on the topic of shoes, maybe you could help out with a little predicament of my own. Number 18. The shoe maze. Oh, typical shoe mazes. You know how it is. Here's a maze that's made up of shoes. Your task is to travel from start to goal. You may only travel horizontally or vertically, one space at a time. And you must alternate between left and right shoes every step. Also, you may not pass through any of the walls in the maze. Tap each space one at a time to highlight the path you want to take. If you make a misstep, you can deselect that space by tapping it again. So you'd be like... Doot, 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 doot. Hang on. Travel horizontally or vertically. Okay. Not diagonally. Boop, boop. 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 Okay, not that way. Boop. 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 It not touch. Okay. I think it... Okay. Left, right, 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 left. I assume.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Okay.
And there we have it.
Good job. That was some pretty fancy footwork. Thank you. I fell over completely, but, you know, we got there. Well, color me surprised. You've got quite the noodle under that hat, don't you? Thank you, ma'am. If you ask me, trains are the only way to travel. Airplane is just another word for the sardine can. Yeah, she knows. Okay, we're just back here. Boop. Oh man, I am dog food. What's the matter, mister? What? Oh, hey. So, okay, so I snuck into my uncle's room and borrowed his camera, right? Thing is, then I dropped it. I've been here trying to find all the pieces for, like, an hour, but I've only found one. That's quite a predicament. Yeah, and if word gets out there about that wrecked camera, I'm gonna get major flack from the boss man. Whoa, brain flash incoming. Dig this. I'm gonna give you this busted hunk of junk. You do with it what you want. Just get rid of the thing, will ya? Okay, catch you on the flip side. What? Hey, come back here! The camera minigame has been added to the trunk. We've got a squarish part. Use it to rebuild the camera in the professor's trunk. Camera icon has been added to the trunk. Reassemble the broken parts of the camera here. To access this minigame, touch the trunk icon, then touch the camera icon. Do I have enough pieces for it? Do I need to look for pieces for it? I know you're itching to see what's behind that door, but you can't go backstage without a pass. Look, what if we just took a really quick peek? No can do, little guy. You need a ticket to do that. I'll tell you what, your pal Sammy Thunder has a puzzle that'll take your mind off that door. Check it. Sammy Thunder. An unknown number of people are riding a train. At the first station, the train pulls into you. 1/6 of the people on board get off. At the next station, 1/5 of the remaining passengers get off. This pattern continues so that at the next stations, 1/4 gets off, then 1/3, and then 1/2. Then half. Then at the final station, all passengers remaining on the train exit as well. Assuming no one got on the train during the ride, what is the fewest number of people that could have been riding on the train when it set out? Oh boy. So you go, one person gets off, and before that it would be 2. Before that, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7. 7? It's not 7.
Just leave it to me.
Yeah, it's not 7.
Oops, that wasn't right.
Thank God about the clues you've been given, and try again. This puzzle comes together quite easily once you realize a certain simple principle. Don't they all? So would it just be 6?
Just leave it to me.
Okay.
That was almost too easy.
I figured I was doing it wrong. Good work. If you assume the train started out with 6 passengers, then only one person would have to get off at each station. This puzzle can be really tough if you don't remember to reduce the number of people remaining on the train at each station along the way. 6, 1/5, 1/2, 0. I didn't know if it was going to be like, oh, but the conductor was the one driving it. And I'm like, well, it specifically says passengers. And that's how that one goes. Well, it shows over now, so move it, will ya? The folks in there find other passengers hanging around outside their door. I'm going to get an earful. Alright, Sammy Thunder. Or is it Sammy Lightning? No. What's this? Something's fallen behind those boxes. Is it another thing for the hamster? It appears to be a cap of some sort, but I don't think I can reach it from here. Maybe the cap belongs to Tom. We certainly shouldn't rule out the possibility. Oh, hey, since we're on the subject of caps, have you ever heard this one, Professor? Puzzle number 14. Red caps. Mushrooms? A preschool teacher has everyone at her class close their eyes. While none of the students were looking, she slipped caps onto their heads and then said, "Okay, everyone, open your eyes and look at the hats all your friends are wearing. Whoever sees 4 or more people wearing red hats gets a red balloon, and whoever doesn't gets a blue balloon. In a class of 10 children, only some of the kids got a red balloon. Knowing this, how many kids went home with a red balloon?" Okay. Hang on. Alright. Whoever sees 4 or more people wearing red hats gets a red balloon. And whoever doesn't gets a blue balloon. Blue balloon. I like how they're like 4 hats equals a red balloon. Okay, so 4 kids only are wearing red hats. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 kids. 6 kids are getting red balloons.
And now to test my theory.
Yay! A brain works sometimes.
Wonderful.
That's right. Since you know only some of the children received red balloons, you also know that some children didn't receive them. If 5 or more children were wearing a red hat, every child in the class would get a red balloon. And if 3 or fewer children were wearing red hats, no one would take home a red balloon. Therefore, 4 children must have had red hats, meaning that 6 children received red balloons. I feel like when you say some of them received red balloons, that would be like majority. For me, that's how my brain would take it. Be like, some didn't receive a red balloon, which would be, that's the lower part. But in this case, it was when you say some of them didn't receive, or like only some of them got red balloons. I was like, but that was the majority of them. If that makes, none of this makes sense when I'm saying it, but it makes sense in my head. Rats, I was sure I could stump you with that one. Better luck next time, Luke. For now, we better return to searching for that lost little boy. Oh, right, yep, better get back to that. Now that you mention it, how do you suppose Tom managed to worm his way into such a little space? Good question. Got Tom's hat. Find items in the trunk. Have you seen a boy? The boss can really bust my chops sometimes, but at the end of the day, I don't mind the job much. Oh, the head waiter is not here. Crystal really is exceptionally fine. Let's take care not to break it. Okay. Babette doesn't seem like the type to travel light. You've got garbage on your floor, ma'am. Oh, take a look at this, Professor. It's food scraps, if I'm not mistaken. You suppose Tom wandered into the kitchen to grab something to eat? That is possible, though if that's the case, the child certainly is lacking in the manners department. Gosh, this dress is big enough to be a bedspread. Luke, stop. I'm just saying it's a really big dress, because, you know, it's a lot of skirt, you know, that's all. Wow, that flower vase looks like it cost a chunk of change. It's true, but lovely decorations really do wonders for a room. That's doubly true for flowers. Tell me, Luke, what do you think of flowers like these? Number 16, Crazy Daisies. Ooh. Inverted. Now for something on the flowery side. Of the 3 pictures labeled A, B, and C, one is actually the same as the picture on the far left. However, the image on the far left has had its contents flipped left to right, and its colors inverted and changed to black and white. Of the A, B and C. Which picture is the same as the black and white picture on the far left? Well, you're saying it's flipped. Okay. What's the difference between B and A? It looks like there's a tiny little knot here. And it's not on this, so I guess it's this one. That lines up with that. That lines up with that. So tricky.
Let's see if this works.
It was a tiny dot.
Piece of cake.
It was a tiny dot. Yeah, I was like, these wouldn't invert the right way. That's right, image A is the same picture as the black and white picture on the far left. As shown above, pictures B and C have slight variations from the image in question. Nice job. Not all puzzles will be such a breeze, but let's keep moving for now. No, I didn't mean to click her. It's a baby boy. How can she sleep at a time like this? I imagine she tired herself out fretting over her child's disappearance. Come, Luke, the sooner we find the lad, the sooner we can put the poor lady at ease. And stop blending our words together. She took down the picture to put up her own picture. Babette doesn't seem the type to travel light. No. Leave her be. Don't leave her be. Leave Babette be. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. You're just... the hitbox is very strong. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Your room is clear. Oh, nope. Now it is clear. You're welcome. Okay. Oh. Is everything all right, miss? I'm just fine. Thank you. Excuse me. Say, does that lady seem kind of familiar to you? Yes, now that you mention it, something about her did seem rather familiar. Welcome aboard, sir. May I interest you in a refreshing beverage or a scrumptious snack? Sorry, miss, but right now we are busy searching for a small child. Have you seen a young boy wandering by himself around here? Little boy, huh? Nope, sorry, Mister, but that doesn't ring any bells. Oh, what happened? Did he get lost on the train? Yes, unfortunately we haven't been able to track down the missing tot. You know, I probably shouldn't have spread rumors, but hey, I've got nothing else to do. Did you know that there's a weird old lady staying in this car? What if she kidnapped the little one and has him stowed away in her room? I know it's probably not true, but what if? She's just so bizarro. I can't help thinking like that. I can't help thinking that. But I could get in trouble for spreading rumors about patrons, so forget I said anything, okay? Strange older lady, huh? I wonder if we've seen her around. Your guess is as good as mine, Luke, but it certainly does make one wonder. Oop. Hello there, sunny boys. Ever get all knock-kneed and goosebumpy from a terrifyingly hard puzzle? Well, have no fear. The beautiful and clairvoyant Granny Riddleton stands before you, ready to help. I should have known. Who else could this tiny house belong to? Hey, wait a second. What are you doing here, anyway? So, you've heard of me, eh, Shorty? Good to know I'm still a hit with the young'uns. What do you mean? Of course I've heard of you. We met before, remember? Nope. I suspect you've got the wrong granny, boy. Never seen you before. But you're here now, so that means you want to hear my spiel, right? Not really. Oh, no need to be so modest. Allow me to thank you for visiting me by bestowing a little tidbit of information on you. My specialty, you see, is puzzles. Puzzle people reading and things. Puzzles people forget about. Puzzles people miss. Surely you boys had a few of those, eh? No need to turn red. It happens to the best of puzzlers. What I do, you see, is I take those poor, lost little puzzles and invite them to come stay with me. I imagine any puzzles you leave behind have found their way to my hut as well, you wife, if you want to say hello. If my hut is empty, then you clever lads will just have to go out there and find some more puzzles. Now, why don't you take a peek inside the hut and see what's there? Currently, there are no puzzles in Granny Riddle's shack. Look at me. Cleaning up. The puzzles packed in the hut are the ones you left unsolved. Take a peek for yourself. I've left none unsolved. All is well. If I were the owner of this picture, I'd display it proudly in my home. Okay. Flying brooms, tiny house. Okay.